friends. It's bright and early. It's 5 a.m. I don't know if you can see Pumpkin. She's over here walking with me. We are walking because we got to get our exercise in. And this is what we're going into. Darkness. They really need to have lights out this early in the morning. But I got my flashlight, and I always carry my shank with me for sure. I should carry something else, but I didn't clip it on me today. So anyway, this is just encouragement for you guys to get out, be walking, start taking care of yourself. I think that we're really going to need this. We got to stay in shape. We got to be watching ourselves. There's Pumpkin. You can barely see her. Here she is. So this is just encouragement once again that you got to make the time to take care of yourself and be healthy and be well. So that is what is happening this morning. The pollen is super high. Oak trees are blooming. So we're just going to keep up with our exercises and get our day started. So this is a good way to show that, listen, at 5 a.m. I'm up. You can see the sun's not even come up yet. So we're doing what we have to do to take care of ourselves these days. All right, so we have been walking for a little over maybe an hour, and so it's been a good walk. A couple things that you guys need to be safe, especially women, is you want to carry something that's sharp. So carry something with you, to protect yourself. This actually goes around my neck. It's used in the military. You can go to like any military store, order it online. Women need that. Most people need that. Listen, you got to protect yourself. You also are going to need, your peacemaker, if that's what you feel comfortable with. And then, of course, here's Pumpkin. A good dog by your side is important. So I'm training her to make sure that she knows what her role is, and that is to be a protector of the family and of any situation that could occur. It's beautiful out. You can see the trees are moving. So it's a good time of the year to start getting some good exercise in. And just start taking better care of yourself. All right, so we will head back to the house. We are almost there, and we are going to be taking care of our grow beds today. So just want to encourage you guys today to get out and exercise. All right, friends, so we went for that walk today, came home, and this is breakfast. It's some arugula, mushrooms, and egg. So you got to have a good, healthy start to your morning. We have some sweet potatoes over here that I am going to actually get planted for today because, well, that's on the things to do. So we have to get that done. But I just want to encourage you guys, like I said earlier, to just be out there getting yourselves prepped and ready. That's part of prepping, is not just food and making sure that you have something that you can put on your plate, but it's also keeping yourself physically well. That's a good piece to mental health. It's keeping, blood flow and just good positive energy. It's so nice to get outside early in the morning because honestly, there's not that much traffic for us here. And it's cooler, so you just want to keep yourself from overheating because a lot of times during the day here it gets just so hot that you're really just gonna melt out there, and especially with the dogs walking on the road, their paws get very hot, and so I try to avoid that. So late evening, early morning, that's the best time to really just get out there and start taking care of yourself. So fuel yourself well. I went right out to the garden and got this delicious arugula. Like I said, I love arugula. It's very versatile for me. It's just something that I enjoy eating anyway. It's just super healthy and good for you. I also, you can see here, it's nice and pink looking because that's some grapefruit. I just fresh squeezed grapefruits and mixed some of it with water because otherwise it's too acidic on my personal stomach. So I don't try to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's just a good way to just get some good nutrition into your life. And that's what I'm saying. It's baby steps. A lot of people don't realize that. It's just piece by piece trying to put stuff together to make yourself healthy, to make yourself mentally well, to make yourself just ready and prepared for whatever the future holds, because we just don't know. I mean, if you know, I always say this, what if something happened? Do you have the energy to walk? Do you have the energy to get from point A to point B? They always talk about, like, you know, in apocalyptic books and stuff, like you always see people walking and they're in this zombie like state. And you know, I just think if the grid went down, or, you know, your car got zapped and it didn't work or something, and you actually had to walk from your place of work, if you're working, to your home, could you do it? So I think that's just stuff that you have to keep in mind, because like I said, we just don't know what the future holds right now. Every day there is something in the news. For example, I mean, it's been out for a little minute, but it just blows my mind, because in any professional setting, this would just not happen. When Elon Musk took his kid to a meeting and he's sitting there picking his nose, I was like, that's probably not your best choice. Like, you could have had somebody watch your baby while you were in your meeting, buddy. Like, I just don't know if he wasn't thinking or if he was just in a rush or whatever, but from my perspective, that just was not the best representation for us as a state, like as the United States. Like, if the other world, you know, I've never seen a world leader take their kid. So pros and cons to that, I guess. Like, yay that you want to involve your child and that, you know, you're trying to find time for your child, but at the same time, like, you are blasted across the media and this is what people are seeing. I mean, this isn't like in Britain where, you know, where the royals are or whatever, and you're actually, you know, they're taking photo ops with your child. This was like a professional meeting. So I think it's just a little bit different. So just food for thought, like, things that are happening, just sit back and kind of like observe that and just realize, like, this isn't normal. Like, not in my mind. Like, maybe it's just societal view. I don't know. Like, I wasn't for or against it. I just felt like, personally, it just kind of was a little strange for me, not something I'm used to seeing. So I'm saying, I'm walking on eggshells. I'm not really trying to pick a corner or pick a side. I just think that there's just strange things that are happening. And if you are thinking, if you're using your brain, I think people are realizing, like, just weird stuff's happening. And like the price of eggs, like, come on, this is ridiculous. I've paid over now $1 an egg. So I just think, like, there's just no way. I think this is just inflation, and inflation keeps creeping. And so we've got to find alternative ways to kind of help ourselves and take care of ourselves and feed ourselves. And, you know, cutting out the gym is probably a good thing to me personally. I think that you can exercise at home. I think you can find ways to build yourself up and, you know, farm boy labor, right? Like, you just get out there, shovel some dirt, go for a walk, take your dogs for a walk if you have pets, or just take yourself for a walk, eat healthier. There's all kinds of ways that we can just make ourselves a lot better. So the dogs are over here tussling. Pumpkin and Luna are out here. Hey, what are you guys doing? Yeah, there's Luna. Goofy girl. All right, so this is a short video. It's just encouragement. That's, you know, a lot of us just need that some days. We just need our pickup. We just need that, like, hey, you can do this. We're all in the same boat, and we can fight together. You know what I mean? The good fight. So be the light in the world. Be kind. Love one another. You know, just don't forget to just be good. You know what I mean? So that's what we need right now. All right, until next time. Love one another. Be kind. I'll see you guys real soon. All right, friends, so we went for that walk this morning. It was great. Had some delicious breakfast, of course, as you guys saw. And you know, Pumpkin got me up real early this morning, so we just decided that we were going to go for a walk. You know, that's part of good mental health is, you know, just staying, you know, exercising, keeping yourself physically well, keeping yourself, you know, mentally well, breathing in good air, just spending some time out in nature. That's really important. So I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about something we're going to be changing in the garden. Some of you guys may already be doing this. So, you know, just put down below if you guys are implementing something different or what's working for you. I'd love to hear from you guys. I decided that I was gonna go to our local feed store. We don't really have too many of those anymore, honestly, around in this area. You know, they do like stuff for like horse bedding, and they sell honey there and eggs. I got eggs there. The eggs were $11.99 plus tax, so a little over $1 per egg. At least I know where they came from. So, you know, support local, support your community. I think that that's really important. I was talking to the gentleman that owns the store, and I was telling him what I do, and that I needed to change my beds up a little bit, and that I wanted to implement. I had been using Black Cow for quite some time, and you know, Black Cow could have grays on, it could have some issues. I've had some issues in that back bed, as you guys know, that U-shaped bed. I did get some arugula and stuff to grow this year, but in the past it's not really been doing so great, so I thought maybe it was what I was implementing. So the guy was really cool. His nephew actually lives next to my parents, and so he was like, hey, he's like, I'll get you some Coop poop, that'll be great, you know, try to implement that, let's see how that goes. And I was like, oh, that's super cool, but I don't have my truck with me, I'm in my SUV. And he was like, oh, no, we sell it in bags. And I was like, what? I was like, you sell poop in bags? Now, I know I have seen a rabbit poop that comes in bags. Now, he didn't happen to have any rabbit poop, but he has a product called Coop Grow. So there it is, Coop Grow. I ended up buying 4 bags of Coop Grow. And then over here, if you guys can see it, I have bought some lime that I'm going to implement, just because my parents had told me, this is just like agricultural bags. So anyway, it's fast acting. My parents had told me that the collard greens that I had given them, the Savannah ones from Haas Tools, were really kind of very bitter. And so that could just be the greens. I've actually not had any of the Savannah mustards, collard greens, whatever they were. I'll put the link for you guys, or the information somewhere on the video. I don't know if that was it. Sometimes it's hit or miss with Haas. I've been really digging on their seeds, just because personally they have been producing and growing. Now, as far as taste goes, that's kind of like a different story. I definitely had some of the stuff not taste as great, so the flavor's not really there. But that could be on me too. That could not, you know, not necessarily Haas. But I still will continue to purchase seeds from them. I think that they're a great company. But what I'm going to be doing is we got this grow bed put together. And so I actually bought the cover for it. You guys, I don't know if you're really big into the Vago grow beds. They have a screen now that's like a bug protector kind of screen. Now, I think it would be great if they came up with some shade cloth, just because here in the South, like, I could put some more grow beds out, but really I need them to be protected from the sun, in all honesty, just because our sun is so intense and it gets so dry here, and I just don't know what this year's weather is actually going to be like. You just never know. Some days are good, some days are not good. I think this is going to be a bed that I'm going to end up hand watering, just because I'm going to have that cloth on it. But the reason why I got it is because I really wanted to get some like squash and zucchini this year, and maybe not get as much bug damage as I normally end up getting. And so I went ahead and did that. So my nephew Jonah actually helped me with that. He helped me put it together, and then, which I am very grateful. Thank you, Jonah. He was such a sweet boy in helping me. I actually put the bottom piece together, and then that cage piece that goes over it, he actually helped with. So I'm really excited. That bed is going to be replacing one of our old metal beds. Yeah, so we just got a lot going on, but I'm going to be implementing the Coop poop into that bed. Now, the other new bed that I put in, we have also added that Coop poop to it. So we're gonna see how that goes. Now this is a time released, it's pelleted. They're calling it all natural chicken litter fertilizer. I think that's cute, chicken litter. I don't know, maybe that's what it's actually called for chicken people, but since I don't have chickens, as y'all know, I would love to have me some chickens, but I have really great neighbors. I just don't know that my neighbors are great enough to let me have chickens and not say anything. I definitely know that there are people in my neighborhood that have chickens. I'm not complaining because I'm all about it. I'm all about that life, especially with eggs being as costly as they are. But at the same time, I'm still able to purchase eggs right now. So thankfully, we are not without jobs. We are blessed to have jobs right now, and I'm thankful for that. And so we are still purchasing our eggs, and I'm getting my eggs from, like I said, our local like feed store. So I just think that's really cool. Just make sure that you're going up to these locations and just purchasing from them. You don't always have to buy from Lowe's or Home Depot. You know, if you've got like a local feed store, support your community. You know, that's something that used to happen back in the day. And again, friends, we have just lost our way, and you know, supporting our community members. You know, people, I can tell you right now, my mom would be fearful of like buying eggs from somebody that she didn't think that they were like legit, you know, or even milk. Like I told her that they were selling raw milk up there at our local like feed store or whatever, and she was like, I would never buy raw milk. And I was just like, you know, my mom has some issues with it, which is fine. I mean, I'm not here to push anything on anybody except love and being kind to people. I definitely want people to do that, no matter what your differences are. And maybe that's a good lesson, is like whatever your differences are, you can still love that person and see things differently, you know. So you gotta learn to be kind, friends. You gotta learn to use your head. You gotta have some common sense up there in your brains, and stop being so nasty. Like, stop being Karens to people. Like, I literally can't stand it. Like, I am so shocked that people actually watch these videos of people acting like Karens to people, and I'm just like, stop it. Like, you are literally supporting the nonsense. Like, I mean, my fiance, he cracks me up. He's always watching, literally, he's the guy that watches like cat videos, dog videos, and they are pretty cute, but you know, that phone will eat up a lot of your time if you don't. I mean, he's a tech guy, so I kind of expect that from him, honestly. But if you don't break away from it, you're never going to be able to get out here and get in the garden. Now, I realize the garden is not something that he does. That's not his passion. It is mine. He does support me, like help me with stuff. But on the daily, I'm the one out here doing it because... And that's another thing, like, we're different people, we're different individuals, and I've told him repeatedly, I'm like, it's gonna come down to we're eating out of our garden, like, legitly, because we have to. Like, all these people are leaving. A lot of Mexican, you know, cultured people are leaving. They're picking your food, man. Like, my uncle the other day said, he cracked me up because he was saying he was upset because people hadn't cut their grass in at this subdivision that he normally like walks in or whatever, and so he had went and talked to the people at the front desk or whatever and was like, hey, what's going on, why is the grass not being cut, basically, and long story short, and they were just like, yeah, our people left because they're Mexican, like, they're fearful. So, you know, this is the stuff to expect. You're gonna have to go back to cutting your own grass. You're gonna have to go, you're gonna lose your comfort, is what I'm trying to say. So but anyway, the point is so in thinking that we could potentially lose our comfort, which is fine with me personally, because we cut our grass. We try to, you know, stick to things that I say are a little bit on the old school side of things, and that's, you know, growing. So I'm really gonna push growing on you guys. If you are capable of growing and you can, and you've got the land and you've got the space, I am strongly encouraging you guys to kind of find your own food and find your way through this process, because if you don't, friend, you're in a world of hurt soon. Like, what happens if you walk into the grocery store and there's nothing? Like, I started thinking about this. I mean, I think about this often, honestly, but I mean, it's the whole thing with the toilet paper plant. Like, that's one of the plants that people actually, like, my friends and stuff kind of poke fun at me at. They're like, toilet paper plant. And I'm just like, you listen here, friends. When you gotta go and you don't have any toilet paper and you're like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, just use water, I'm just gonna rinse off, I'm like, okay, well, you do you. But at the end of the day, when you need something, you remember that I have a toilet paper plant. Like, I'm just saying, like, if it came down to it and you're out in nature, like, you know, trying to survive basically the best that we can because the world's gone wonky and there's no toilet paper on your shelves again because people are crazy. Look at what they're doing with eggs. Like, hello, friends? They're like stockpiling eggs. They probably can't. There are people that are just putting, like, from Costco, just eggs after eggs after eggs after eggs all over their carts. Like, I mean, I'm just talking like 70, 80 eggs. Who the heck's gonna eat that much? Like, bro, listen, you're not a cool person for taking 70 eggs. Like, you gonna jar them? You gonna freeze them? Like, okay, good for you. I seriously doubt that. You're probably just gonna let them go to waste, or you're gonna try to sell them, or you're just, that's what I'm saying. There's something wrong up here when you're thinking like that. Like, when you are overbuying and you're just acting out, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you are stockpiling because you're crazy. Like, I'm not saying that it won't be there, but what I'm saying is that really necessary? Like, maybe think of an alternative way if possible, or, you know, to try to prep for this stuff. Like, if you've got the land and you've got the space and you can do it, do what you can do. That's all I'm saying, is like, you guys have to really start using your noggin and think about this stuff. Otherwise, you're just causing more stress in your life. Like I said, I got this Coop poop. I'm really actually quite excited about it. Most people wouldn't get too excited about poop, but I'm excited about it because now this is an alternative way. I'm going to give it a try. I'm hoping it's really going to work. I have some pineapples out there that need a little bit of Coop poop on them too, so we're going to get that started. But I'm going to take you guys over here in a little bit. We are going to put the second bed in, and it's got that screen on it, so I'm really excited. And we are definitely going to be implementing the Coop poop in it, so I'm hoping that my squash and zucchini are just going to be erupting out of this bed and just growing like crazy and getting super happy, because there is nothing, y'all know I love me some vegetables, and if I could just grow, I'd love to be the person that gets sick from eating too much squash and zucchini, but I don't have that problem because my garden is manageable. But if I could, I've told my fiance, like, if we could do it, man, I'd load this yard up. Or I'd load my parents' yard up or something. Like, I'd really love to get a true kind of like more farm lifestyle going, just because it's something that I love, not necessarily because it's a necessity. I mean, I think that that's definitely coming our way, but, and you know, it's a good hard day's work. Like, honestly, I go to work and then, you know, I do another job, and then in between all that, I'm trying to keep up with the garden and do YouTube. And listen, I work a full-time job, a part-time job. You have to do what you have to do to get ahead of the game. Like, and that's what we're doing. Like, my fiance works, like, we work, like, we're working class people. And to be able to eat from your own garden and know that you grew it, it's just an amazing thing. And plus, I'm eliminating pressure off of the grocery stores, and that's what you guys need to be kind of thinking about too, if possible. And it's something you can do. You know, get with a co-op, start figuring out a way to eliminate the pressure and the fear, because that's what buying all those eggs is just it's fear. They're just fearful of what the future holds, and fearful that they're not going to be able to, you know, get themselves some eggs, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it, but it's like the whole toilet paper scramble. Like, really? Did you really think that you're going to poo your head off? Like, I mean, maybe you were, bro, but if you're at that point, then you probably need to book it to the hospital and get yourself some help if they'll help you. That's the other thing, is they might not help you. So you got to be implementing all this stuff to try to, the better you eat, the more likely you are to be healthy, and the quicker that you can overcome stuff. That's really the important thing too, is this is a mental health thing. When you know mentally you're putting in that good nutrition, you're not eating out to eat all the time, I think that that's really imperative. And that's something that I'm really striving for, is to be able to eat more off of my property, because then I'm getting all those beautiful greens. You guys see me, like, I'm showing you what I'm doing. It might look repetitive to you, but every day I'm coming home and I'm able to put nutrition in. When my nephews were here, you know, whatever, and they're helping and stuff, like, I was thinking about taking them out to eat, and then I was like, no, what's wrong with me? Like, I got to teach those boys the way, you know what I mean? Like, we have to train them up that going out to eat is not always the thing to do. It used to be like, honestly, like, when I was a kid, going out to eat was something that, you know, was a privilege. Like, not necessarily fast food, because we would pick up fast food sometimes, but like, you know, you went to a Chili's or a Red Lobster or something like that, like it was kind of like a privilege for us. It wasn't the expectation. It wasn't like, oh, we're just gonna eat out all the time. Sorry, we weren't those people. Like, we lived a great life, don't mistake what I'm saying, but my aunt would take us out. We would like go to Chili's and go to this place called like Buddy's Buns or whatever, and it was in this mall, and they were like cinnamon rolls. I remember that as a kid, and my brother and I, we would get cinnamon rolls, and we loved it. Like, it was a great treat, and that's like a deep memory that I still have, that, you know, is an awesome thing. But now treats and stuff like that just seems to be more on the common. But I think people are slowly really starting to realize, like, this is a way of life that's going to change for them, I think, very soon here in the near future, especially with how our economy's going. People are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're barely able to, you know, afford the grocery store. I can tell you that every time we go to the grocery store, it's extreme. I've never seen anything like it. When you're working 5 days a week, and you're spending 3 days worth of pay on groceries between yourself, my dogs, like the boys come over, whatever. Like, I'm grateful for that. Like, I'm grateful for the kids or whatever, but that's still a ton of money that's being put out. So I got to put more in this garden so that I can get more out, so that I'm not spending so much. So blessed are those who have the opportunity and the land to actually grow on, and it's a good piece of property, because if you can work it. If you've got neighbors that, or people that you know, that you can grow on their land, ask them, like, work with them, start utilizing everything that you can, so that you can really get some good production. There's a lot of people that don't really mind, or they're fearful. They're like, oh, I don't know how to grow, or I'm not sure how to grow. Friends, this is why I want you to learn the way. You don't have to just, you know, follow me. Follow a lot of people. Grasp knowledge from as many people as you can. It's like college. YouTube is a lot like college. You can really go out there and start gaining knowledge from so many people. It's not just me. And I think that that's how people have to look at it. There's not just one guru. One size does not fit all. Find several people in, you know, the YouTube world, or even in your neighborhood, or, you know, your local co-ops and stuff like that, and start learning from them. Because listen, if you don't, whoever controls the food controls you, and you don't want that. I'm telling you, you don't want that. You want to be able to go back to controlling the food yourself, or at least trying to. So that's my encouragement for you guys today, is go to your local feed stores, get yourself some Coop poop like I'm doing, and let's give it a try, or find a really alternative way for you guys to start growing and just living healthier, because a healthier lifestyle will help you be mentally healthy. And that's really my goal for everybody. Is I'm not an expert in growing by any means. This is just a passion for me, but I am an expert in mental health, and so that's really where my heart is 100%. And I just want you guys to be mentally well, and really just know the system and teach it to our next generation, so they are not lost, so they're not fearful of who's going to pick their food for them. Get your tail up off that couch and that front of that TV, and start trying to help out one another if you are capable of doing that and you have the space to do it. So all right, everyone, love one another, be kind, and I'm going to see you guys real soon. All right, so Pumpkin and I are on our second walk, and we have made it through the entire day. We have gotten a lot of stuff done, as you guys will see. It's just, you gotta stay busy, you gotta stay prepared, you gotta stay focused. Here she is walking. We got her a harness, it came in today. So she's doing some training right now, which is good. She's definitely easily distracted by kids and other dogs, so I have to keep an eye on her. So all right, as always, love one another, be kind. See you guys real soon.